So I've been interested in AI art for a while now, and before I really was gonna look into it, I had seen that there was some backlash with AI art, and I never really knew what the actual issues with AI art was or why artists were irritated about it. And just on like a quick search and some in my initial thoughts, that's all I'm putting out here right now. I didn't go look up a study this time or anything. I think this stuff is still relatively new. Um, But from my understanding at first, but and I'm gonna name my understanding from before I did the search. I thought artists had issue because uh, they thought they were gonna get replaced, or that like their jobs were, or like it's not, or they didn't like that their art was being used by the AI as like the main point, like the main issue. And I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's art is influenced from something. Like, if you're an artist and you want to be like, okay, well, no. I don't like that the AI is learning from me. The AI is taking multiple pictures. It can be trained to learn you, but it takes a long time to train something to do that. And um, I think it would take more time and money than you think to do that rather than just do random stuff. I don't think it's ever just. This is my opinion. I don't. Everyone's taking influence, especially when you're drawing your style. However you learn to draw, it doesn't matter. You have your own little thing that you do, and an AI could learn that. I understand being scared about that, but to say like, oh, I didn't give you permission when like half the stuff you draw is based off something you've seen or something that inspired you. I mean, you're an artist, you're creative. That's just what happens. But I was surprised to see, and I didn't even think this was going to be something that had to be talked about or fought about, but people were trying to copyright AI art. And for that, I apologize for my misunderstanding. Because if AI were allowed to copyright their art, that's dumb. That's that's now I can see an issue. I didn't give it permission to use my art because how are you going to train AI from drawings from a bunch of different people, steal their style, then copyright it, and then be like, oh, that person's art that looks like mine? No, because that's my copyright. All art that looks like this, I can sue you for that. No, it doesn't make any sense. I don't care how much work you put into it. The AI has to learn from somebody. And I don't care that copywriting that would just be so abusive in so many different ways. I don't think so. Um, I don't get how that was even a argument. Um, now, um, I have issues on both sides, like before. I don't think AI art is going to get to copyright, but I think artists are still mad that that like AI art is using their stuff. But the reality of the situation is you guys are also influenced by things. You guys draw things. If that was the case and people started doing the same thing, you would never, they would never be able to, first of all, they would never even prove it. But if they were to be able to say, like, hey, you can't draw anymore using inspirations based off stuff, images you've seen. And it's like, well, what the hell are you guys going to draw? Because everything you've drawn is influenced on something. Now, maybe I'm being hyperbolic, but I don't think I am. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not being hyperbolic. That's actually true. Everything you draw is influenced by something. True. Now, I'm not saying like you took a specific style, but like I doubt there's so many unique styles out there that like you might have a little twist, but you guys are derived from something. And when you're and even if you have your own style, you're drawing another art in different style. Not all of your art is going to be completely original. So to even be complaining about that, an AI would be essentially be another artist. Like you wouldn't if an artist saw your art, started copying your style, inspired by your style, and then put his twist on it, you wouldn't be able to say the same thing. So to be mad about an AI doing the same thing, especially now that AI can't copyright their images, as long as AI can't copyright their images, then I think your art is fair game. Once they start saying you can copyright other artists' images from the machine can that machines can do this, I completely agree. That all of a sudden changes the whole argument. And if they were able to retroactively change that or something, I see that being a real issue. So like I could see where your guys' whole livelihoods are put at risk. But I mean, the reality is this is already out. It's not going to go back in. It's going to be something you guys have to deal with, and you just have to make sure that it doesn't become a thing with the way the copyright stuff things are going. Um, as far as I'm concerned, things are going in your guys' favor right now. So yeah. Now after that whole conversation, the reason I'm talking about this because I am late on this topic. I started playing with AI art yesterday, the stable diffusion, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm sorry, but that shit is cool as hell. That is cool as hell. You know how many things I've wanted to do, or some little projects I want to do, and that involve like me having to do a little bit of art, and I'm like, God, it's so expensive. The commissions are so expensive. Or for the level of things that I want to do, and now I can do things like this for like free. And like, I'm never going to, if I ever want something super personal, it doesn't matter. If like, I don't think it's a problem. Like, yeah, it's free. Why the hell wouldn't I do this? And like, I can understand that being a real concern, but like there's going to be like really specific things people want that the AI art is probably not going to be able to get just right. And when an artist draws something, you can have them do it again and again and again. I know in AI art you can have it, but you can if you're telling a person exactly the AI art's not going to really understand what you want as much as you telling someone exactly what they want. Now you might get lucky and AI might be good enough to do that, but my whole point in saying is that like I don't think there's too much an issue with AI art, and I think you guys are going to be just fine. And I think it's really cool because now there's things that people are going to want to be able to try and do that they're going to be able to do now. For example, I know there's so many people who are going to want to who probably have tried to write their own mangas, um, do their own little one of those games. I don't know what those games are called, where it's like they have the little sprites and stuff. Now, and those are most of that game is just like background pictures and sprite art, which you could probably have an AR do for the icons and all that. And those are things I also wanted to try. So I think that's really cool that people can do stuff like that now. Um, like, oh, I think it opens a whole new world of experiences for people. And I'm really interested in all that stuff. Um, I understand real concern, but like, I don't think okay. If you're against AI art, why? And what's the fear? Because in my head, I think your fear is you're going to be out of a job. But I think some things you do are so personally tailored. Messing with the AI art myself, I don't think it's going to be, it might be close to what people want, but not exactly what they want. Whereas I think people will be able to get that experience from you guys a lot easier. Plus, it's not easy to get this stuff set up at all. It takes it takes a lot of power from the machine. And I don't think a lot of people are going to want to spend that type of money. But maybe I'm wrong. Um, I mean, I guess I got to look at it from an industry standpoint too, but I mean, that's something that's always going to be a problem. Like, we're always going to complain that the industry can replace us, but that's what's going on. And you guys wouldn't say you guys wouldn't say anything to those people, or maybe you would. I can't say what you guys would say. For example, no one really cares that like McDonald's can don't need many people at the front anymore. You have a kiosk that you can just order from, and COVID changed a lot of that. You don't see people being like, "Well, you shouldn't have gone and been a McDonald's worker." Like that's what people are gonna say. That's what people are gonna think. People don't give a shit, but about that. So it's going to be hard to like gain sympathy because at that point they're going to be like, well, you need to adapt because industry is always going to try to replace you. Industry is always going to try to find something cheaper. But uh, I think you guys are experts and specialize in really cool things that I don't think AI art's going to be able to replicate as fast as you guys think. It is really cool and it does a lot of nice things, but I don't think it's going to be better than if I had a personal artist that I liked doing something, drawing something for me. Like, plus, I mean, if you like someone's art, you're probably like some type of fan. But again, I could be wrong. Um, and if there's some point I missed, tell me. I did. This was just very quick. I just wanted to talk about it. Um, I'm gonna use a. I'm gonna use a. Uh, For the thumbnail today, I'm gonna use an image I made from that from Stable Diffusion. I want to see how it goes. I kind of just been using random things that the YouTube thing clips, so I'm gonna try this out, see how it goes. I think it was really cool. Um, yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys later. If you've gone this far, I appreciate you for watching. If you want to see more content, and you liked what you saw, we have a part-time kids channel. I'll put the description below. We also have our podcast, which is the videos are on this channel, but if you want audio only, you can go to Spotify and just search um, part-time rambles, or that will also be in the description below. We also stream. You can go to my stream down there, um, twitch.tv/stuffums. Um, Other than that, that's all I have to say. If you have if you disagreed with anything I said today in this video, please go ahead and leave some comments down below. I would like to see how far off my perspective is compared to yours, or if I'm right there with you. Also, I'm going to start putting songs of the day below, um, just songs that I like that make me feel better, and I think it'd be cool to share that with you guys. All right, bye.